Jay-Z, what are you doing? What you doing? So that boy Hove just recently changed his name on all the streaming platforms to Jay-Z with two dots.
Out there, not as good as I'm looking these days, but but you're looking good out there. And number two, he's running with my number. Shador got my number.
I feel that I'm compensated for my art. I didn't take advantage. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people. I didn't take it. No one. That's not my reputation. That's not what I do.
So Jay-Z changed his name again. And while his PR team is claiming the name change is to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Reasonable Doubt, people aren't buying it. And neither is Mase. Because everything that's falling apart for Jay-Z right now, that's validation for Mase. That's everything he's been saying for 20 years, finally playing out in real time. Jay-Z has been facing a lot of heat. Epstein files, Harvey Weinstein, a GQ interview so tone deaf it made his own fans turn on him. And now suddenly he needs a new name? Come on. And trust, Mase is warning Jay that his time is finally coming.
You can believe what you want to believe.
Word.
And people behave the way they want to behave.
Mm-hmm. You was who you was before you got here.
Was who you was before you got here.
Yeah.
That's the makeup of your person.
All right, so let's first talk about why this all matters to Mase. Well, it's simple. Mase was the first person in hip hop to call Jay-Z exactly what he is. And everything Jay-Z is facing right now, Mase predicted it 20 years ago. Let's go back to 1997. Mase was the biggest thing in hip hop. Harlem World went 4 times platinum. He had the #1 records and the Bad Boy Machine behind him. Meanwhile, Jay-Z was still trying to break through. Reasonable Doubt was struggling to go gold. And that's when Mase threw the first shot on Love Me, rapping, "All we hear is platinum that, platinum this, platinum whips, nobody got no platinum hits." He was calling out Jay for talking big without the numbers to back it up. But here's the thing, there was another, more personal reason behind the beef, and her name is Ariane. Ariane was the girl who appeared in a skit for Harlem World, where Mase confuses the names of his girlfriends.
But in real life, Ariane was one of Jay-Z's friend's baby mama, and Jay took issues with Mase putting her in that skit.
That was based on a young lady named Ariane that I put in a skit. Mm-hmm. And it was done really harmlessly. At the time, I was 19 years old, so I was just, trying to create a vibe and show people what Harlem was like, from a real Harlem perspective. And it's just, she wanted to do it, so I let her do it. At the time, I didn't know she was, one of his guys' baby moms or something like that.
So after Mase checked Jay on that song with 112, Jay responded on Ride or Die with a line, "Check your own videos, you'll always be #2. And that was a shot at Mase standing behind Diddy in the Can't Nobody Hold Me Down video, wearing the #2 jersey while Puff wore #1. Basically, Jay was saying Mase would always be somebody's sidekick. But here's the part they don't talk about enough. According to Dipset's 40 Cal, Jay didn't just diss Mase on record, he actually pulled up on him in Harlem to establish dominance.
About 20 minutes later, Jay-Z pulls up in the 4.6 range that he always talked about, the black joint. He hops out. I'm looking. Mase said, "Yeah, all that cool, but who was you talking about on that song when you check your own video number?" Jay was like, "Everybody know I'm talking about you."
Now fast forward to 1999, and Mase decided to walk away from the industry at his peak after Diddy allegedly tried to pull him into a freak-off situation. Mase was so traumatized with what he saw and the names that were involved that Mase went to church, became a pastor, and rejected the whole machine. Meanwhile, Jay-Z went on to have a decades-long close relationship with Diddy. Now look at where we are in 2026. Diddy's in prison, Jay-Z's name is those files, and he's changing his name just like Diddy did every time some allegations surfaced. Last week, if you pulled up Jay on Apple Music, Tidal, or YouTube, you noticed he's not Jay-Z anymore. Now the Y has 2 little dots over it. Now his team is framing it as a tribute to Reasonable Doubt turning 30, but let's call it what it is. This is the Diddy playbook. Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Brother Love, Diddy changed his name every time he got tangled up in some scandal. And now, it looks like Jay might be doing the same thing as his former friend. And the internet clocked it immediately. One fan said, "Bro's trying to make himself harder to Google." But here's the thing, you can change your name, but you can't change your history. And right now, that history is catching up with Jay-Z. Jay-Z's name popped up not once, but twice in those files.
First, he was named in an FBI intake report when a woman claimed she woke up in a room with Harvey Weinstein and Jay-Z. But here's where it gets even deeper. And this is the part the mainstream media isn't talking about at all. There was another document in those files that mentioned Jay-Z, an email from a former CEO of Barclays, Jess Staley, to Epstein. In this email, dated February 3rd, 2014, Staley was talking about anti-corruption protests in Brazil, and he assured Epstein this would never happen in the US because black protesters have been bought off by Jay-Z. The email said, "You want to know why we are not Sao Paulo? Watch the TV ads on the Super Bowl. It's all about hip blacks and hip cars with white women. The group that should be in the streets has been bought off by Jay-Z." So basically, Staley is saying the Super Bowl ads are designed to pacify black people. Hip blacks and hip cars with white women. That's the image they use to make you feel like the system works. And the man they use to sell it? Jay-Z. He's saying Jay-Z is a tool, a gatekeeper, the one who makes sure the group that should be in the streets stays home watching commercials instead of burning it all down. And this tracks because some of us still remember what Jay-Z did to Colin Kaepernick. That Epstein email is from 2014. 2 years later, Kaepernick takes a knee and the NFL blackballs him. And who steps in to partner with the NFL? Jay-Z. He becomes the face of the NFL's "We Listen to Black People Now" PR campaign. And the first thing he says is, "We're past kneeling. Let's move on."
Kneeling with your stand.
Okay, I think we've passed kneeling. Yeah, I think it's time to go into actionable items. I think everyone knows what the issue is, and we're done with that. Everyone knows what you know what the issue is? You know why we were kneeling? Okay, do you know the issue? Yeah, do you know the issue? Yes? We all know the issue now.
And then in September 2025, Jay-Z and Beyonce sat at a table with Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner at a Reform Alliance event. And that's Jay-Z's own charity, which means he absolutely could have picked different seats. But he chose to break bread with Trump's daughter and son-in-law. Why? Because billionaires stick together. It's not about race for them, it's about class. Jay-Z has more in common with Ivanka than he has with you. He has more in common with Jared Kushner than he has with anybody watching this video. Now, Jay-Z loves to position himself as the bridge between the streets and the boardroom. But whose interest is he actually serving? He's serving the people who need the streets to stay quiet. Every time there's a movement, Black Lives Matter, Kaepernick, protests, and now people calling for the Epstein class to be prosecuted, Jay-Z shows up to redirect the energy. He tells people to vote, to work within the system, to trust the process. He's the guy they send out to make sure the revolution doesn't happen. And he just proved it again with this new GQ interview. First of all, the entire interview was one softball question after another. GQ sent this Gen Z interviewer an obvious Jay-Z stan, who asked vague questions without ever mentioning Diddy or those files. Jay-Z then briefly touched on that lawsuit that got dismissed and how heartbreaking it was for him, but no words of sympathy for Diddy's actual victims, and nothing about his well-documented friendship with Diddy.
It was hard, really hard. I was like heartbroken. I haven't been that angry in a long time. Uncontrollable anger. Like, you don't put that on someone. Like, that's the thing that you better be super sure. It was like a testament, because people know me. Like, I know who you are, and that's impossible.
By the way, the lawyer who took care of this lawsuit for Jay-Z, Alex Spiro, he was also named in those files. When the interviewer asked him about people criticizing billionaires, Jay said it's a cop-out to demonize rich people. And then he claimed that despite being a billionaire, he never took advantage of anyone.
I didn't take advantage. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people. I didn't take it. No one. That's not my reputation. That's not what I do. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people or taking advantage of, the loopholes in the system or some wrinkle in like a capitalist structure. That structure exists, and I just see the world for what it is, not for what I want it to be. I'm a realist, not an ideal. It's not idealistic.
And then Jay-Z also had the nerve to criticize the Kendrick versus Drake beef, saying it went too far.
It's so much negative stuff that comes with it that you almost wish it didn't happen.
Really?
Yeah, because it's almost like it's a final thing. Now, people that like Kendrick hate Drake.
Yeah.
No matter what he makes, no matter what he says, and it goes far too. It's like attack on his character and his thing, and it's like, I don't know if I love that.
But hold up, didn't Jay pick Kendrick to headline the Super Bowl and perform a song calling Drake a file in PDF format? But now he's saying there's too much negativity? But honestly, the most disturbing part in this interview was when Jay bragged about being untouchable while referencing his Hove nickname, which comes from Jehovah, a name for God in the Bible.
What the like, what? I'm Jay-Z. or due respect to him, I'm f***ing old.
I honestly don't know who advised Jay-Z to do this interview, but he made things 10 times worse for himself. He came across as arrogant, out of touch, shallow, and hypocritical. And based on the reactions on social media, people are no longer buying into Jay-Z's brand of black excellence.
One user on X put it best, saying, Jay-Z 100% tried to sell black capitalism and his own personal wealth accumulation as some sort of collective good for black America. His brand narrative is the exact Nixonian, right-wing propaganda he claims to be against. The white owner class loves him because he preaches that same pull yourself up by the bootstraps and you can make it too garbage that is used to ignore and deny the existence of institutional racism. His definition of playing the game and winning was always explicitly about imitating the white owner class. This is why you can't separate the idolization of Jay-Z and Beyonce, frankly, from the idolization of whiteness and wealth. This is what the brand always was. It's simply become more cringe with passing time. And the GQ piece landing at this point in 2026 reads exactly like a cultural icon who lost touch with the culture. But let me hear your thoughts on all this. What's your take from watching that GQ interview? And how do you feel about Jay-Z changing his name? Do you think it's a coincidence this all comes right after he was named in those files? Leave all your comments below and stay tuned for the next video.